Okay, I think we should get started. We only have 37 minutes remaining to the end of this call. So we're always time conscious here. Thank you those who were able to join yesterday. It was a good journey yesterday, and also new people who have joined us today. You are welcome. I believe if you missed yesterday, you were able to go through the live session, the recordings for yesterday, for you to pick up easily. So today we are going to mainly focus on the installation. We need to have VSCode installed, as well as ARA also installed in our computer. So I already have both installed on my machine, so it would really not make sense for me to do it again here. So I would request anyone who have not yet installed VS Code or ARA to share the screen and take you through the installation process. Who is going to do the installation? Who is going to share his or her screen? A volunteer. Is anyone ready for the installation? Or you guys, you're not in front of your computers?
No, no, no. For me, I'm not in front of my computers. Just had some mango tree here.
Okay, okay.
Maybe Emma, you can follow the procedures, then you go and apply.
So Alan, do you have the software installed?
Hello?
Yes.
I think I have R. Last time I installed R.
Okay. Then VS Code.
I have VS Code.
Okay. Now maybe to wrap this quickly, I think we are not going to waste much time there. You can do your installation, but if you don't have the software installed on your screen, you can go to Google Chrome or any of your favorite browser. Then you search for Visual Studio Code. So you'll get the link here, code.visualstudio.com. You'll go there. Then you can click on download. So it will bring you a different option. You can download if you are running Windows. You use this icon to download. If you are running Ubuntu, you can use this icon. For Mac, yes,
Mr.
please.
Simon,
Yes.
could take you back. Just take me back like 1 minute ago. My connection was poor.
Okay.
In the startup. Thank you.
Okay. So actually, we are looking at if you don't have Visual Studio Code installed or ARA installed on your computer, how do you install it? So I said you go to Visual Studio, you just search Visual Studio Code, and then you will come to this link, Visual Studio Code. You click on it, then you come to download. Based on the operating system you're using, whether if you're using Windows, so you will use this icon to download. You click on it, download. If you're on Ubuntu, you can use this icon to download. If you're on Mac, then you can use this icon. Also, for those who are using Ubuntu, you can also do it through the terminal. So I don't know, I think all of us are using Windows, right? So since all of us are using Windows except me, I'm using Ubuntu, but I have it installed. So you would come to here and then download. After downloading, you will open it, the installation file. You can right click and choose open. This one does not require administrative access for you to install, so you can just choose install, then you follow the prompt, then you will have Visual Studio installed. So once you have it installed, then you can open it. Let me open a new window since this was my previous project I was working on. So this is the interface of your Visual Studio Code. Up here, the option for you to create a new text file, new window, new window.
Excuse me, Simon.
Yes, please.
I can see on your screen it is not displaying what you're talking about. It's still stuck in the download.
Oh, sorry. Let me try to reload. Let me share again. So I had already opened a Visual Studio Code. Okay, I think now you're able to see since I'm sharing the entire screen. Please confirm if you're able to see my Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, we are good to go.
Okay. So this is where you write you write your code, and you can also collaborate with your friends. From the left here, there are some menus. This one is just for hiding this part. File here, you can open a new file, new text file, or a new window, or window with profile, and the rest you can figure it out. Then also this one is for sharing the code. Just a moment. Someone else want to join. Today I'm only using one machine to present. So here, this one, if you want to upload all what you have done to GitHub, this is where we do it. So you can open a folder or clone a repository or create a new one. Right now I've not opened any folder. Then on the rest you will keep learning. So what I'm going to do now, I don't have a folder created yet. Let me come on my desktop. I'm going to create a new folder, and let me call it data science. Let me begin with Python 2024. So this is the folder that I'm going to open it from my Visual Studio Code. Now we'll come back to this folder we have created. Python 2024 is the one I'm going to open. So we'll come to File, Open Folder, click on it, go to Desktop. Since I've created on the desktop, my folder Python 2024, the one I've created, I'll click on it and then choose Open. So here now you can see the name of my folder, where I can have all my files and other subfolders created. So if I want to create a file, I would use this one is new file, this one is new folder, this button is to refresh the Explorer, and then this one is to collapse folder in Explorer. So let me click on new file, and I'm going to create a Python file, hello.py. So a Python file and with .py or script. So here it will give you the space, all of this space to write your code. So you write all your codes here. So if I write a simple program, print double quote hello world, and then I save this file. So to save this file, I can come here, here, and click on save. If I'm saving it like this, so my work is saved. If I want to run this code and see the output of what it is doing, I can come to the terminal and run, or I can use a button here. This one allows you to run a Python file. So let's click on it and see whether it is going to run this code, or it will ask you as something else. So it will open for us the terminal. I think this one is a little bit bigger, you can see. So you can see the output is hello world. So we have just run our
Simon Peter,
yes.
I'm requesting that you take me back a bit. Some point that I've not fixed there very clear.
Okay. From where exactly?
From where you started that code of hello world, print hello world.
Okay. So what I've done, I believe my screen is big enough, you can see all that writings, right?
Yes, I'm seeing.
Okay. So what we have done, we started by creating a file called hello.py. Then we came on our empty space, first clear this. Let me even. We came here and we wrote our first program to print LOL in Python. So I type print, open bracket, I put it in double quotes. So anything in double quote is called a string. Then I type LOL. So this is a program that should print out or show on the screen the word LOL. So if I want to run and see the output of this code, I come to this button, run Python file. So I will click on it, and then it will open a terminal and run the output. So you can see this is the output showing LOL.
So do I need to install Python and I configure with VS Code?
Yes, exactly the point.
How will I configure it? Python and VS?
So just a moment. Go back to the code. So if you want to configure this, you will come to the extensions down here, and then you will search for Python. So you will get Python from Microsoft, then you install it. So if you install, so you will be able to have Python installed. However, when running this, sometimes for the first time you may get an error complaining of what do we call that error? So you may not be able to run this based on the environment. So what you would need to do, you will come to settings and then command palette, and you search for Python interpreter. So select Python interpreter, and then you will see the version of Python that is installed on your computer, and then you can choose a version that you want to use. For me, what I'm using now is 3.11.9, which is the latest version, the one I'm running. But the other versions also, as you can see, installed on my computer. So that is what you will do. So you will choose, and then when you click, you will be, when you try to run your code, you will be able to run your code, and you can see the output here. So that was the main reason why I wanted someone else who have not installed VS Code or Python or R on their computer to do it, so that we could see the error that might come, and then we are able to solve that errors. So this is how you write your first program. Any question? So another way you can run the same code, if you are not going to use this button, is to come to the terminal. How do you open your terminal? Let me first close that. So you would come to the terminal and say new terminal, If I submit someone, so you would come to the terminal, and on your terminal here you will type Python and then the name of your file, which is lol.py. I mean lo.py, and then press enter. So still you will be able to see the output lol running the same program. If you are using Ubuntu or Mac, you may need to use Python 3 lo.py and then you enter. So because by default your machine, especially for Mac, when you install Mac or when you install Ubuntu, it comes with a default Python already installed. So you might be using older version 2.7 at that time. So that's why maybe if you want to use Python 3, you specify it by running Python 3 lo.py. A question? Anyone with a question? So that is the overview of Python. The overview of VSCode, as we will be using to write Python code. Then for R, you would come to your downloader and search for R, or you can say download R. So download R for Windows. You click on this. Then you will see download R. The current version is now 4.4.1 for Windows. So you click on it, and then you will be able to install it on your machine. So after downloading R, then you can also go ahead. When you have already installed R, you can go ahead to download R Studio. So R Studio make it easier for you to write R codes. So you are able to write the code and also see the output. It is like a graphical user interface, which allows you to use R conveniently. So for R Studio, we will say.
Can you try to magnify?
Okay. I think the setting on my computer is not good enough. So you can search for download R Studio. I think this one is okay. So installing R and R Studio. This one is just showing how you can install R and R Studio on your computer, whether you're using Windows or Mac or Linux. Then you have all the installation procedures here. So I can share with you this link in the call, so that later on you can follow and download. Then also the same for Python. If you don't have Python installed, so if you don't have Python installed, this one I don't know how it is misbehaving. So you could say download Python. You'll come to their website python.org. You click on it, then you click on download Python. It also comes with a different version. Maybe if you want for Windows, then you can choose Windows, but by default this will be the one for your operating system. If you're on Windows, if you click this download, it automatically download a version for Windows. So however, if you click on also Windows specifically, you will be able to download a version which matches with your machine. Like the latest is now Python 3.1 2.6. If you want another stable version, then you can go for either this or any of the recommended version below. So that I've already have it all installed in my machine. However, when you're installing Python on your machine, you would need to take, there's an option that would come to that would ask you to add the Python path to your environment. So you need to check that box and make sure Python is added automatically to the path environment variable. That is what you need to do. In case you are stuck or you have a challenge doing this, you can reach out to me on my inbox, and then I will be able to assist you on one-on-one if you're having any challenge installing Python or R, RStudio, or Visual Studio Code. So for R, we are not going deep into it for now, but if you have it installed, and then let me try to open my RStudio as well as R itself. So this is RStudio. You are able to write if you open RStudio, you are able to write your codes here. This space gives you the option to write your code, and also the terminal where you can install any package of R and also see the output on the terminal, or you can also see the output from here. So as we will begin talking about R, we will be able to understand it more and more when we will be talking about like declaring variables, working with variables, and then also running your code in R. So that is all for now. Yeah. think that will mark the end for our 40 minutes today. So you go and have the installation done so that tomorrow we can pick up with Python. We look at the introduction, talk about variables. Maybe if there's more time, then we can go on to talk about the if statements tomorrow. Thank you. If you have a question, please, you're welcome.